afternoon, viewers. Welcome to the first match today, which is between Soufriere and Micoud. We have from Micoud's captain, Darren Sami, and Soufriere, Chennai Mesmin. Today, Mr. Sami is the home team, so he'll toss the coin. Tails, so Micoud has won the toss. Darren?
We're going to bowl first today. Early morning, yesterday we saw the wicket had a little bit of moisture. So hopefully today our bowlers could restrict a good Soufriere team to a total that's traceable. Take care, buddy.
Unfortunately, we lost the toss. I would have loved to bowl first. But right now we have to go out there and put a good score on the board that would be able to defend in the next half. Thank you.
So, John Calix carrying out the duties as match referee. I suppose Sami feels it was a good toss to win.
Yes, Red, just like yesterday, the teams who won the toss, they decided they were going to bowl first. And they were able to restrict most of the teams to a manageable score.
Well, the umpires are out, and we welcome almost shortly our friends in India. Well, that gathering, the first time I saw that, Greg, was Graham Gooch leading England at Sabina Park. A game they actually won the test match. There was a gathering where you would call a cluster. But in the changing cricket game, all those things are very important.
Yes, Reds. Captains normally, when you come out, you give out your final bit of instruction. Sometimes in the dressing rooms, guys are distracted, looking to put, the final piece of gear, and they're not too focused when they are inside the dressing room. So sometimes it's always wise when you get out, just before you step onto the field of play, you just have guys, everybody all queued up, everybody all focused as though the tasks are done.
It's something you did as a captain, having a brief few words?
Well, occasionally, but it was not something we were big on.
But you're not a man of few words.
Well, especially with the central casting stream, everybody knew their role. So you had nothing much to say to guys.
Yeah, well, I think you were fortunate that way.
Yes, I must say.
Right, so we see the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars out. And who will take strike, we will let you know in a while. But the Micoud Eagles, we gave them, I will think 10 out of 10 for the shirts. I will think they won that prize yesterday.
Yes, the uniform, it certainly looks attractive.
So, it's going to be the attack coming from this end for Micoud Eagles. Attack coming in this end for Micoud Eagles. And it's going to be Shari to start. Let's look briefly, as you may remember, Greg, Shari yesterday had his 2 overs.
Yes, I remember Reds, his first 2 deliveries, they were wide. First one was wide outside the off stump, second was wide down the leg side. And pretty much he settled in for his first over. He bowled two very economical over yesterday, despite the fact that he started, very rocky.
Yep. So he's going to start from the commentary box end, the grocery end, if you like. Moves in now, and ball pitched up, parried away by the bowler to cover. So always nice to start with a dot ball, Greg.
Yes, it certainly would do the confidence of the bowler a world of good.
So he goes back to his mark. The sun is out, as it was out for most of yesterday. An occasional cloud will cover the sun, as we remember. And shall nice, easy, relaxed action. playing and beaten outside the off stump. There was a half attempt there to suggest that Hillary just might have brushed it. But good second ball up.
Yes, good second ball. Just pitch just on about off stump and just leaving the batsman slightly.
Well, today is a very special day in the life of a great West Indian batsman, two great West Indians, one who bowled and one who batted. That's driven nicely, hitting it through mid-off, and good bit of work. Good bit of work. And is that young Sammy again?
No, Irvin Frederick.
Yes.
Unfortunate for him, it was on his strong arm. His
Yes,
left hand.
I just thought it might have been Sammy again. So they're off and running, one without loss. Nice looking shot. But the birthday boys I'm referring to, and maybe Roland can add a few more later, is that Sir Gordon Greenwich, born May 1. And I think I checked that Sonny Ramadan, the only remaining member of the 19 winning West Indies team in England, he is alive into his 90s and lives in England. George Headley, the great West Indian batsman, the Black Bradman, as they say, he's made a 30th. That's down the leg side. Difficult take. Have to get down very low. So, second run on the board, quiet start. And we all wait to see if there'll be a lot more aggression and higher scores today, Greg.
Well, I'm expecting so, Reds.
Shallery conceding 2 runs so far in his third delivery. That's hiked and dropping just on the edge of the circle. 2 men running back, wide mid-off and cover. But almost a bit of a golf shot, chipping it. And chipping it well enough and safe enough eventually to get a third run. So, field changing over for the right-hander. And Hippolyte taking strike. And in no man's land, neither forward or backward. Eventually he dabbed at it. Of course, when I first came to St. Lucia in 1984, I did see one Hippolyte as an opening batsman who later turned an umpire. And he, I think, played for St. Lucia and the Windwards. This delivery outside the off stump, and that's a wild effort. It didn't seem to have any balance. So good over from the Micoud point of view. Only 3 runs, and Shallery could be happy that he only conceded 3 runs. So after the first over, it's 3 without loss.
Yes, good start by Shallery and the Micoud Eagles. Certainly, he's one of those bowlers who bowled very economically yesterday, and Captain Sammy would certainly expect the same of him today. His first over yesterday, he only considered 6 runs, but today he only considered 3 in this over.
Yes, and I was saying the late Michael Hippolyte, opening batsman, and turned himself to an umpire. He was a little before your time?
Yes, long before my time. But he umpired whilst I played.
Give you out?
But we always say he had the quickest finger.
So, what we got? We got the attempted off spin. Edwards. A little untidy yesterday he was.
Yes, Tariq was very on the expensive side yesterday for sure.
Second over starting. Second ball, and that's whipped away out to mid-wicket. Nice bunks for the Fiesman coming in, which is always helpful in getting your return back.
Mulan Sami in the outfield.
And his father will be extremely pleased with him yesterday in terms of catching. He struggled a little bit with the bowling, but is always a weight on your shoulder when you're carrying the name of your father, who also captains St. Lucia Windwards and the West Indies.
That's brother Mulan Sami, not Darren Sami Jr. Mulan Sami.
That's making a little bit of bumps there. Edwards pulls, and again, not putting bat to ball outside the line of the off stump. His total remains in 4 without loss.
Ball shot outside the off stump red, but he keeps pulling away.
Edwards comes in once more. It's awfully quiet. There's, of course, no crowds. And half driven. Didn't time it all that well. He went bouncing back towards Edwards. Edwards just conceded 1 run so far. So starting better than he did yesterday. He's off the back foot and taken by the keeper.
Hi, I'm Tedison John of the Tedison John Project. Even when we're not rehearsing, we stay connected. Flow makes it easy with Flow bundle plans. My mobile phone, internet broadband to download and send files, my home office fixed line. All the services I need in one place. And guess what? The more services you use, the less you pay. Yep, get more and pay less. Guys, you can't go wrong on this one. Bundle today.
Yeah, so change the bowling from the commentary box end.
Trap it, Gifford.
Yes. Didn't bowl badly yesterday. Picked up a scalp or 2.
Yes, yesterday. He did pick up a wicket yesterday.
He's going to bowl to the left-hander Sylvester. And that swung away down to backward square. I just swung at it, maybe trying to get it squarer, took the inner part of the toe of the bat and go down towards backward square. Another May born is Derek Murray, of course, who was the West Indies vice captain and part of the West Indies team for a very long time. He's made it 20th. And Brian Lara is also born in this, and that is just poor batting. He just swung at it in trying to maybe hit it off the back foot towards cover.
Yeah, Sylvester is not looking to time the shot, right? He's just swinging almost at everything. And it would be better served if he could just push the ball around and at least get a single rather than accumulating so many dot balls.
This is a T10 blast. It's 2.2 overs. The total is still 4 without loss. As this delivery from Gifford, and again, a wild swing outside the line of the off stump. Not keeping his eyes on the ball, no balance, maybe losing his shape. And I think the biggest sin there is not trying to hit it through the offside, which would be much easier.
Yes, so many of the shots attempted Reds looking to hit across the line.
Well, Gifford is all happy about that. He makes his way once more. And this time he swings at it and it's down the leg side and signal wide, as you will expect. So 1 more to the total, 5 without loss. We've had 2 overs and a half, and they haven't been exactly up with the scoring. Hardly a rate, we can tell you. Gifford turning, without even stopping, just walking a little circle as he makes his way in, and that's hiked away. It's going to be over, and on they come back for the second run, and finally getting back to ball, although all not convincing, and then carry it to the boundary. Total moves to 7 without loss, 7 without loss. And Gifford has got 2 more deliveries with batsman going to 4, and Hippolyte is on 1. Solitary slip in Sammy. Gifford. That's hit properly. That's what we were talking about, outside the line of the off stump, and hit high over extra cover for 6. So a major comeback after just seeming to be losing his balance, trying to hit the ball across the line. 13 without loss. We still have the delivery left, but what a good shot.
Yes, good shot, but on this occasion, bowler Gifford was guilty of pitching the ball too close to the batsman.
Gifford bowls once more. That's in a hit high down to his long off, another 6. And one gets the impression that time he didn't quite maybe middle it. It seemed to come off the outer part of the bat, but carried to our right, way over long off. So 2 6s, rockets to score up to 19. 19 without loss, and of 18 balls, not bad scoring.
Yes, Reds, a good finish to the over. Those 2 lusty blows. Very productive over, some 15 runs coming off the over. So certainly they would want to perhaps continue that sort of striking rate from hence onwards.
Yes. And it's interesting to know that both of the big boundaries came off shots, played through the offside.
Yes, previously he attempted most of the shots towards the leg side and was missing each delivery. As you did indicate, the last 2 deliveries he struck, 2 magnificent 6s, and they were played through the offside. Well, so that should indicate to him that he should rather play every ball on its merit.
That's outside the off stump by Edwards. The current rate has gone up to 6. Edwards, very tall, got a slip, and makes contact with the path, but used his feet. He didn't stay on the crease and try to play the shot. Used his feet, and that maybe negated the leg before appeal. Amazing, 1 ball delivered, and the rate drops to 5.70. That's the nature of this game. That's a ball that turns him and bowls him. Yep. So certainly getting a good purchase there, and it should have been maybe on the front foot. He was back trying to maybe just ease it out on the offside. So a good blow there by Micoud Eagles. And it's now 19 for 1, 19 for 1. And Hippolyte really maybe should have been forward.
Yes, Reds, that dismissal was always on the card. Hippolyte, the previous over, in which Tariq Gabriel sort of bowled outside the off stump to him, he sort of backed away for every delivery looking to hit through the covers. And this one was just, spun slightly, and his off stump was uprooted.
So, just to remind you, as one Hippolyte goes, and another one comes.
Ashley.
Yep. And their family, brothers?
I'm not certain.
Cousins?
The 2 of them from Soufriere,
Uncles.
I would want to think that they may be related.
Yes. Well, a little bit of banter, 19 for 1. And we have had, 3.3 overs going. So, yeah, just trying to get up to the rate and beyond they want to. Edwards had 1 for 1. Quite happy with that. So, that's been taking his time, just adjusting the gloves, and seem to have a 2-eye stance. Let's see what. No, well, he brings the left shoulder wrong, so he's fairly orthodox. This delivery, and a big appeal for.
Ooh.
Well, what has happened there? I followed the umpire, Greg, to see what he would have responded to the appeal.
Well, like we would say, must have been struck in the breadbasket.
Yeah. He went down as if it was a boxing match at this ground. Don't think that Darren Sammy has held any boxing events. I think there was maybe below in one of the stands where there's a nice open area. But certainly football, track and field, being held here, and everyone is gathering around him. But
Have you ever wondered how money can work for you? At Fix, we offer several investment options that can do just that. One option is the fixed deposit, which is a short-term investment where funds are deposited for a minimum of 1 year at an attractive rate, better than anywhere else. The fixed deposit is unique and tailored for both individuals and institutional investors, and gives you the option to reinvest for another period after maturity. For more information, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740, or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
Remember me? Still standing, I see. It took me 8 minutes to get to you from New Village. 5 minutes if I ran. You told me I could become somebody. Anybody if I put my mind to it. I saw the world through your eyes and it was mine to conquer. That's my Castries.
My life and I want more time, more power. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card. Pay direct to Lucy like my account. I have the power, yeah. Pay online to Lucy like my account. Anywhere, any day, any hour. Lights are on at home. No more standing in line, no more worrying about my bill. Now I'm all paid up. Got more time to chill, yeah, yeah. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card.
Usually the pin would go, but there's nothing much that could be done.
well, there's a case where the England batsman, who is now famous on television, was facing Dennis Lilly, David Lloyd, and David Lloyd hit him in the groin area, and the box was split in two.
Yeah, well, I've heard of an incident like this down here. I know the gentleman. I do not know the batsman that was struck, but I know of the gentleman, the bowler, who said that certainly, well, the persons testified that, you know, he shattered the guy's box. He struck the guy on the box and it broke in two.
Well, it appears he is up from the count, and still a lot of people show interest. No, he's on his knees. He's halfway up there, Greg. There's indication that he might be all right, but the sensible thing to do is, you know, just go off hurt.
Yeah, well, he's back on his feet, right? So it seems that he would be able to continue batting.
Well, he certainly got surprised. Well, I didn't see the incident because when the appeal came, I looked to see what the umpire was going to do, and the next thing, he was on the ground. So a little hold up in the play. Let's update you. Soufriere City Stars was sent in. They're 19 for 1. Sylvester is on 16 and doing quite well. What he's got 16 from 9 balls. He'll be quite happy with that, but that includes 2 sixes.
Yes, 2 lusty blows struck there by Sylvester at the end of the 3rd over.
Well, we're into the 4th over. 2 balls left. 2 balls to bowl from Edwards. And Hippolyte taking his time, not rushing to take his guard once more. Just remarking his crease. And the feeling is that he didn't come out with a box, but we don't have that evidence for sure. Delivery, which stretched on a pad, and there's a little shrug of the shoulders on the bowler, but he didn't go up and appeal. I would think that Hippolyte simply wants to get off the mark, where possible. Slip, very straight slip, not wide. As Hippolyte goes back, turns it neatly, and gets off the mark. Relieved by that. That will complete the 4th over. And one more over of my description to come, and then for the first time this morning, we'll have a change of commentator. And Clivus Jules, who was unable to come because of the landslide, but we're very happy that he is here and okay. Little mid-wicket conference, 20 for 1. Greg, 4 overs gone.
Yes, rate has dropped down to 5, but Captain Sami would be very pleased with the effort of Tariq Edward today. Bowled his 2 overs, picked up the wicket and only conceded 2 runs. So good effort by the youngster today.
So 36 legal balls to come, but of course there could be some wise. Was there any no balls yesterday?
No.
No. So, well, that says a lot for the bowling side. So we just had wides yesterday. Change. Darren Sami Jr., who, as we said, took that great catch yesterday out on the boundary.
Uncle Merlin took the catch.
Yeah. So, yeah. Just giving credit to the wrong Sami. Left arm orthodox. And that's the delivery coming in with the arm, and the batsman is back and played it in the orthodox way. Hippolyte has picked up his 2nd run. And well played. Nice use of the feet. So he's probably trying to settle down after the awful experience of being hit in the box. Total moves to 21 for 1. 4.1 overs. And Sami to bowl over the wicket. There's a deep square leg, mid-wicket, long off, long on. They're both fairly wide, cover backward point. And if you don't know how to play it, don't try it. Looked almost switch hit there. It didn't look very good, taken on the pad.
No, that's all right.
Sami once more to the left-hander, who comes back and miscues that. It was short, it was asking to be hit. He didn't quite get hold of it, hit it straight to the mid-wicket. A dot ball, which is important. Goes off the back, hit it past the bowler with the mid-off, come around. Yes, he does. Good stop. Made good ground. Made good ground. And got down, slid into the position, and what looked like 4 runs was only a single. 4.4 overs. He is 17, 22 for 1. So Sami will now move in to Hippolyte. 2 deliveries to come. And that one again came in, went right through him. And I think bye is to be signaled. Yep. So good bowling. Didn't quite get the wicket. They didn't allow a bye, but completely beaten.
Yes. Good bowling so far by Sami Jr.
Sami, just 2 runs. Start, went back to his mark. The left-hander, the vessel wasn't quite ready. He settles once more and hits it high in the air. Well, no chance at all for a moment. Had a chance for long on, but that went very close to the base of the commentary box. That would be a big 6 on this ground, no matter whoever is playing. So quickly the score going to 29 for 1. 29 for 1. The rate is also climbing, 29 for 1. We have had 5 overs completed. It's more from you. And then Greg Wilson, it will be Clivus Jules.
Yes, Soufriere Sulphur City Stars at the halfway mark. Only 29 runs, but they have only lost 1 wicket. And the remaining 30 deliveries, one would expect that they would have to up the ante if they are going to get anything competitive so that the bowlers would have something to look to defend. I want to welcome Clivus Jules for the first time.
Hello, Greg Wilson, and welcome. And thank you for the welcome as well. I would say welcome to everyone as we're seeing action here from Beauséjour, Soufriere Sulphur City Stars against the Micoud Eagles. Micoud Eagles and of course Micoud Eagles winning the toss and inserting the Sulphur City Stars, and we have the 6th over being bowled. The score is a 29 for 1, just about to start the 6th over, and it looks like it's is it Gifford? Travis Gifford to take up the action from the players pavilion end, and it's Gifford, and this one is hit in the air towards the long on, and the guy that's Tariq Edward coming off the boundary, and the batsman crossed for just a single, taking the score to 30, Greg Wilson.
Yes, a bit of slow going there by the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. One would expect at this point the perhaps would have been over 50 runs, but slow going so far. But one has to credit the Micoud Eagles. They have been bowling well also.
Keeping it very, very tight, especially the slower bowlers keeping it tight. But of course, it's Gifford to continue. And this one, again, hit into the onside. It comes through for 1. The fielder comes off the boundary. And Mervyn Wells, is that Mervyn Wells? It's Mervyn Wells coming off the boundary and restricting the batters to a solitary run. And that's Sylvester. Sylvester, he moves on to 24. And the score moves on to 31 for 1, and after 6.2 overs. 5.2, sorry, just 5.2 overs, just a slight correction. It's Gifford to continue. There's a little conference between himself and Captain Darren Sammy, making some adjustments to the plans. Would they be, Greg?
Yes, Sammy is one of those captains who was very proactive. He sort of want to make things happen, will not allow the batsman to really dictate what would happen in the field, and he's constantly moving his fielders around.
And with his experience and his tactical approach, I'm sure he'll be looking to restrict the team to a lot less than what he restricted the team to yesterday. And again, we see back of a length from Gifford and played into the offside, and the batsman come through for 1. Hippolyte seems to have recovered very nicely from that blue he took in the midsection earlier. Right?
Yes, Clive, as anyone who has played cricket and has been struck, they know it's very disconcerting when you get struck in that area.
And it's a big one. It's in the air, heading towards Jonathan Charles Pavilion, and it's a huge hit from Julian Sylvester, and he showed his work before. His 4th, 6th. This one was over the mid-wicket region, and it's way out of the park. A big one, timing this one, Greg Wilson.
Yes, huge 6 there by Sylvester. You could see just one bounce on the roof and into the car park of the Darren Sammy cricket ground. So this is a huge hit. If one would to measure this, we would say perhaps in the vicinity of 75, 80 meters.
80 meters, it looks a big one. Travis Gifford just serving him one in the act, and Sylvester genuflecting and picking this one up and dispatching it outside of the stadium. A big hit from him, taking the score to 38 for 1, and we're into the 6th over, and just the run rate getting a little injection as well. And it's moved up to 6.71 at this point.
Yes, the biggest 6 we have seen so far for the tournament. We saw 2 6s with the grass bank yesterday, but this one certainly went all the way out into the car park. So a huge 6 there, and one would think that this is the kind of momentum that is needed in order to get anything respectable on the scoreboard.
Definitely, and that shot would have triggered a replacement. The umpire coming on with a replacement, and if Julian Sylvester has his way with this bowling, we may have a few more trips for the umpire onto the field. But of course, it's Gifford who's looking to make amends, and he is coming into Sylvester again, who's trying to inject some life into this innings. It's Sylvester. This one is in the air. There's 2 fielders on it, converging, and it's taken very well taken by Tariq Edward, coming off the boundary and taking this one.
Yes, well judged catch, but Sylvester again looking to repeat his heroics, looking to go to the well one too many, And on this occasion, did not properly time it. Ball went up high in the air, but young Tariq Edward really settled nicely and took a very comfortable catch.
Very comfortable catch he did for Tariq Edward, and the score with the exit of Julian Sylvester, the score is 38 for 2. Sulphur City Stars would want to be in a better position at this time. Of course, we have, is it Emmanuel, Zeistas Emmanuel making his way, if we go by the scorecard that we have. Zeistas Emmanuel replacing Sylvester, and of course, Travis Gifford getting some success. A good comeback from Travis Gifford on this occasion.
Yes, it's the captain, Mesmin.
Well, that's Mesmin replacing Sylvester. Shanai Mesmin looking to make a difference. I'm sure he would like to inject a little bit more into the run rate and get the scoring rate a little higher than it is at this present time. It's Gifford to continue to Hippolyte, and Hippolyte is driving this one down the ground. It comes through for one, and it's misfield. There's a chance for a second, a chance for one out, and it looks like there's an appeal. The umpire is not interested. There's some kind of confusion going on out there, Greg Wilson.
Yes, Irvin Frederick.
Get more with our Massey card. One card, many locations for your rewards. Earn points at all Massey stores and Massey card partners island-wide and watch your points grow. Visit our customer service desk at Massey stores or www.masseycard.com for more information. Enjoy the many...
A successful over for Travis Gifford. He took a huge 6, but of course came back pretty well in this over, and the score 40 for 2. It will be Darren Sammy Jr. to continue from the commentary box end.
Yes, Sulphur City's could afford to throw caution to the wind. They have only lost just 2 wickets, and with just 24 legal deliveries remaining, they could afford to have an all-out attack.
Definitely so, and of course we've commented before that the outfield is a little drier today. They'll get a little bit more value for their shot today because it was a bit slow from the heavy rains the preceding days. We'll see Darren Sammy trying to limit the scoring as well. He had a pretty tight first over in this game.
Yeah, first over, he considered 8 runs.
And this one is hit by Mesmin into the offside towards Merlin Sammy, who's coming off the long off a boundary and restricting them to just 2 runs. It was in the air a bit, very uppish, but wide as well, and Sammy had to make some grounds around. He did a good bit of fielding and returned that one. 2 runs to Shanai Mesmin, 42 for 2, and this one is a full toss and hit square, and the fielder is trying to stop it with his knees. Ill-advised. This one was really traveling. One bounce must have been just inside the rope there, Greg Wilson.
Yes, Sylvain Charles on the square leg boundary there for a minute. He thought it was going to carry through him, but when he realized the ball dipped at the last minute, tried to stop it with
his knees.
And that would be very ill-advised. But nevertheless, it was powerfully struck by Captain Mesmin and got 4 valuable runs for his team.
A full toss there from Darren Sammy Jr. just erring in length a bit. It's Darren Sammy bowls to Mesmin again, and Mesmin is back looking to guide this one, but not making any contact, and goes through to wicket keeper Gavin Serrier Jr.
Yeah, good bowling on this occasion. He just slowed it up a bit.
Again, this one is wide, very wide, and umpire Alfred signals so rightfully, because this one Darren Sammy looking to take it away from Shanai's act and going very wide on this occasion. Again, very wide from Darren Sammy. 2 in a row. We saw quite a number yesterday from Shalry, Michael Shalry.
Yes, he just lost the plot for a while, and his first, 5 deliveries were wides in the over.
It is the score 48 for 2. We're into the 7th over. And Mesmin and Hippolyte, again, Mesmin looking to guide this one into the offside, not making any contact through again to the wicketkeeper. A good length and good pace there from Darren Sammy Jr. He's slowing it up, and Shanai Mesmin does not have any idea what to do with it at that pace.
Yes, he seems to be bamboozle the batters anytime he slow it up.
And this one is in the air. Valiant effort there from the fielder at the short backward point, is it?
Yep.
And this one is going over his head. That looks like moving wells in that region there. That's Winel Felix. Winel Felix, valiant effort from him, but this one was traveling and heading towards the boundary at a rate of knots. And Shanai Mesmin adding 4 more to his total, 50 up for Sulphur City Stars.
Yes, this one just airing down the leg side and it was powerfully struck.
This one is in the air and Darren Sammy Jr. settles on it and he spills it. He drops a sitter. The mid-pitch and they come through for the second run. Darren Sammy Jr. making a hash of this one, Greg.
It's unbelievable. The young one must be asking the earth to open so that he could hide himself. Relatively easy and he just a bit too complacent. And last minute the ball just came out of his grasp. And Shanai Mesmin must say was very alert and was quick for the second. So it means that you could say good thinking on the part of Mesmin, capitalizing on the laps by Darren Sammy Jr.
Very, very good awareness and good cricket from the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, capitalizing on the fumble and taking 2 runs on this occasion, and a very good over coming to an end for Sulphur City Stars.
Very productive over, an over in which they got some 14 runs.
Very good over from them, and it will be Sammy for the first time. That's the next Sammy. We have Merlan Sammy. We have a team with 4 Sammys. And
yes.
this is
Merlan Sammy, Lan Sammy, Darren Sammy, and Darren Sammy Jr.
We have a team with 4 Sammys. It's Merlan Sammy for the first time. He will be bowling to Hippolyte. And of course, Hippolyte looks like he has recovered very nicely from the blow he took earlier on. So it's Merlan Sammy who will take up the attack from the players' pavilion end into Hippolyte. The score is 54 for 2. And we're starting and this one is hit in the air towards Tariq Edward. He's made some ground and he settles on it and he takes it very comfortably. First ball, wicket for Merlan Sammy, successful one. Again, good catch from Tariq Edward.
Yes, short ball there by Merlan Sammy, but Hippolyte did not capitalize on it, sort of mistimed it, and Tariq has shown that he's certainly one of the better outfielders. As you can see, Captain Sammy is using him from long on to long on. And that's an indication that your better fielders are the boundary riders. And he certainly covered enough ground, got to the drop zone, and this is what you really encourage youngsters to do, get to the drop zone very early. And he covered a fair bit of ground, got to the drop zone, and he made it look very comfortable.
Definitely Tariq Edward covering some ground there and making this catch look very, very simple. Ashley Hippolyte goes out for 9. And we have Bradley Tisson, who is replacing Ashley Hippolyte, but batters cross, so it will be Mesmin, Captain Mesmin on strike. Merlan Sammy achieving success on his very first delivery, Greg. And yesterday he took a bit of a beating, but this morning a very good start from Merlan Sammy.
Yes, good start for him, but as I did indicate, Sulphur City Stars can afford to throw caution to the wind. They have only lost 3 wickets and you're only, 2.5 overs left, so they could afford to go on all-out attack.
Definitely so, and it's Sammy again, and this one is shot outside off, and of course he transgressed that line, and the umpire would definitely signal wide, rightfully so. Gavin Serie moving across. Merlan Sammy had gone a little bit too far on this occasion, and 1 wide, 1 extra, 1 to the total, 55 for 3. Soufriere for City Stars being inserted by Micoud Eagles, and Sammy again, and it's Mesmin hitting this one towards Tariq Edward in that long on position. He comes in very quickly off the boundary and makes the save, restricting the batsman to 1 run.
Yes, good fielding there by Tariq, coming off the boundary very quickly.
A good over so far from Sammy. A wicket, wide, and a single. Again, it's Sammy. This one is outside off again. And Tisson looking to go over the covers, but couldn't make any contact on this occasion. And that ball goes through to Serie. Merlan Sammy keeping it pretty quiet at the minute. The score is 56 for 3. We're into the 8th over, 7.3 overs gone. As you mentioned, Greg, this Soufriere can throw caution to the wind on this occasion because they have wickets in hand.
Yeah, wickets in hand. You need to get respectable total. But just looking at Mullen Sami bowling out there, from yesterday we saw he favored the back of a length. And a lot of the batsmen really could not put bat to ball once the ball was pitched slightly back of a length. And we still saw the last 3 deliveries, despite we had a wide in between, has not been able to put bat to ball.
Again, Sami, and this one is hit up in the air. Tariq Edward in business again. He settles under it and takes it very comfortably. Tariq Edward is putting on a clinic in catching this afternoon, Greg.
Yes, certainly very admirable of the youngster out there. And he's catching like the Australian, what they say, the reverse cup.
The reverse cup he's using.
He's using it to great effect. It certainly gives you a second chance if by chance the ball happens to pop out of your grasp. So he certainly is putting an exhibition in catching, and this is the sort of effort that the bowlers would expect of fielders in the outfield.
Definitely giving Mullen Sami some good support is Tariq Edward. He's taken some 2 really good catches off Mullen Sami. Of course, the Sulphur City Stars would be looking to make inject some life into the scoring rate, and they are presently at 7.43. A few boundaries needed to take them closer to that 100 mark, Greg Woods.
Yes, they would love to get to 100, but I think if they can get to at least 80, that could make it very competitive, because 8 and over, it's a big ask if your bowlers can bowl a disciplined line.
Definitely, it's something to work with if they can get it to 80. At this point, it looks like a big ask for them and Mullen Sami to continue, and that's the length you talk about. Again, Greg and Shanai Mesmin cannot make any contact outside off stump and goes through to Gavin Seria.
Yes, and one of the things that I've noticed over the years, the teams who play at home on perhaps slow bounce track, anytime they come to the Darren Sami cricket ground and the ball is bouncing anything above waist height, they have difficulty in playing.
And we know we have many of these slope tracks there in Lucia. This one is hit long and high over the boundary rope, over long off. And this one is a huge hit from Shanai Mesmin.
Yes, huge hit indeed, but Sami on this occasion was guilty of pitching the ball right in the arc and really give him the room to really free his arms. And that he obliged and struck it well over the long off area for much needed 6. Pushing the score to 63.
Definitely 63 for 4, and that's the end of the 8th. 12 balls to go, 12 legal deliveries to go.
Yes, the Soufriere City certainly has been picking up the pace from the 5th over. They got 9 in the 5th, the 6th they got 11, the 7th they got 14, and the 8th they've gotten 9. So they're certainly keeping up, with the rate and pushing it closer to the 8th. Where they perhaps would get them to at least 80 runs, something to work with.
Definitely something for the bowlers to look to defend, and it's Michael Shalry, who is going to bowl the 9th over, the penultimate over of the innings. And Michael Shalry had a really good start this earlier in the game, and he's looking to keep it as he did in the first over that he bowled. It's Shalry, and he's bowling to the new batsman, who's Kiefer Prosper. And this one, Shalry Kiefer making no contact with this one, goes through to the wicket keeper. Kiefer Prosper.
Again, a short pitch delivery.
Short pitch delivery again, and that's the length we talk about that's making a lot of the batsmen pretty uncomfortable. And I was saying before that many of our pitches would they play on the really slow and low side, and the batsmen not familiar with that. And Shalry again, this one is in there, hit into the offside, and a chance of this one looks like it's taken, very well taken. The Samis again. This time it's Darren Sami who takes this one. Very well taken catch. That's the length, uncomfortable length, and Kiefer is looking to work this one over the cover region, but it's not successful. Darren Sami taking a brilliant catch as well.
So I guess Daddy is showing his son how it's supposed to be done. So Aaron Sammy Jr. certainly would be chastised, I guess, by his dad tonight, saying that he got a relatively easy catch and he could not hold on to it. And Sammy certainly just put in the dive, but it was a relatively easy catch by Sammy's son, that one should say.
Definitely, he would have seen greater difficulty catches in his career. And of course, this one, he had to put in the dive, and very successfully so he did. And Kiefer Prosper is dismissed without troubling Roland Cox or any of the scorers for that matter. The score is 63 for 5. Soufriere Sulphur City Stars being inserted by Micoud Eagles, 63 for 5. Soufriere Sulphur City Stars being restricted, Greg.
Yes, so while with the remaining 11 legal deliveries, Clivus one would expect that they would get perhaps a minimum of say, 17, 20 runs. If they could get, say, 20 runs in the next 11 deliveries, that would put them 83. And that would be 1 run more than what Micoud Eagles scored yesterday.
Correct. And they would be hoping to get a maximum out of those 11 deliveries. But Michael Shalry would have other ideas. Michael Shalry. And this one is hit. And there's a chance here, but is it Mervyn Wells that's coming off? Is it the short fine leg position and Mervyn Wells and making a good stopper, but no chance of a run out there. The batsman comes through for one run to the total. The score moves on to 64. And Michael Shalry is a little bit too straight on this occasion, and the batsman just moving across and helping it down the ground. That's Winnell Felix in that position.
Yeah.
Just a correction here. It's Winnell Felix who is filling down there. Shalry again, this time to Captain Mesmin. Mesmin needs to inject, and this one is long, high, over mid-wicket, and this one has gone over the Johnson-Charles stand. We've seen a number of them going over the Johnson-Charles stand. A long one from Shanai Mesmin.
Yes, powerfully struck there by Shannon Mesmin. Shalry on this occasion just pitching this one up and angling into the pads. And Mesmin hitting with the wind, and certainly huge hit onto the Johnson-Charles stand and perhaps into the car park as well. So this is the second ball that has been deposited into the Johnson-Charles stand and into the car park.
That is correct. This time around, a little bit too straight again and too full from Michael Shalry. He's moving away from that troublesome length that we've been speaking of, and right in the act of Shanai Mesmin. Shanai Mesmin picking it up with the wind and depositing it over the Johnson-Charles stand.
Yes, the bowlers should have realized by now, anytime the ball is within the batsman act, they tend to get good results. And the back of a length and short pitch deliveries, these are the lengths that they should perhaps concentrate a little more on.
Definitely. See Shalry again into Mesmin, who's looking to get that score. And he's hit him on the head. That's the length again, uncomfortable length, and he's hit him on the head. And they come through for one by, but he's hit him on the head is Michael Shalry. That's the length we've been talking about. This time Mesmin is looking to hit this one into the onside again, but a little bit too steep of a bounce, and he can't.
Mesmin should have anticipated if you hit a fast bowler out of the ground, the next ball should be
it would be short for sure.
Would be chin music.
Definitely. Shalry again. And this one is through the legs of, is it
down leg side?
Down the leg side. A good take there from the keeper, Serrier. At the score 72 with that extra 72 for 5. Shanai Mesmin on 25. Emmanuel Zystus Emmanuel is on 1.
Yes, like I was saying earlier on, Mesmin should have anticipated that there would be a bit of chin music after you have deposited the guy out of the ground. And he should have been waiting for him on the back foot.
Definitely. In which case he would have delivered a much better handling of that delivery. And this one is wide outside off. But Zystus Emmanuel moved across. And of course the umpire judging that it was within reach of the batsman, not calling this one a wide from Shalry. The score 72 for 5. That's the completion of the 9th. Just 6 deliveries to go in this innings.
Yes, the run rate has pushed up to 8, which is the sort of rate I was asking for. At least they would have gotten a minimum of of 80 runs something to work with, but with the sort of mode that Mesmin is in there, one would think that Emmanuel would want to get Mesmin on, Mesmin is the one on strike, sorry. So certainly he would want to get a few maximum in this over to perhaps push this score well over 80, closer to 90.
Definitely. Mesmin is come on 25 from 10 deliveries, and he's looking to push as far as he can, closer to the 100 mark. And Shanai Mesmin being dropped on 10 by Darren Sammy Jr., and he's added some 15, and he's there creating some problems. It's Merlan Sammy from the pavilion end into Mesmin, and this one is that length again. Mesmin pretty agricultural in his approach on this occasion and not making any contact.
Yes, he's now rehearsing what he should have done. He attempted, the rehearsal was to play the ball perhaps over the back past the bowler, and he would have been more successful if he had attempted that shot.
Definitely so. Merlan Sammy again looking to keep it tight in this final over. 5 balls to go. Sammy and slower delivery back past the ball. I'm not sure that is where he intended it, but coming off the top edge of the bat, just going back past the bowler. Merlan Sammy looking to make a stop, but not successful. Irvin Frederick coming off the boundary and restricting them just to 2 runs.
Well, Mesmin sort of missed out on this last delivery. Should have gotten more than 2 runs.
Again, it's square leg, and is this moving Wells in the outfield?
Yes.
This is moving Wells. It's
fumble on this occasion.
Fumble and allowing the batsman to come through for the second run. Merlan Sammy still keeping it pretty tight in the final over. He's just gone for 4 from 3 balls. 3 balls to go in the inning. 76 for 5. How close to the 90 can they get? Shanai Mesmin on strike on 29. And he's partnered by Zystus Emmanuel, who's on 1 from 2 deliveries. Merlan Sammy making some adjustments to the field easy. Making sure everything is in proper order, waiting on his catcher on deep mid-wicket boundary. Mesmin looking to push the score as close to 100. This one is hit in that region, and it goes into the grassy banks. Greg Wilson, a big hit from Mesmin, just short of the grassy banks, but well over the boundary is Shanai Mesmin.
Yes, on this occasion, Mesmin was anticipating the back of the lane for short delivery, and he certainly waited this, and with really good contact, you could hear a nice meaty sound, ball making contact with bat and over the mid-wicket area for 6 valuable runs.
And they're into the 80s again, and this one is the back of a length, hit towards the mid-wicket region. The fielder comes off the field, they come for 1. There's a chance for a run out, but not close enough to the wicket, and Merlan Sammy was just able to stop it, not pick up, gather cleanly, and effect that run out.
Yeah, good aggressive running from these two. This is about the 3rd occasion they have gotten 2 runs in this over. So certainly Mesmin is pretty much determined to take the strike, because he is the informed batter, and he has pushed his score now to 47.
And we can talk about Mesmin's fitness. He looks a very fit cricketer. He's taking these 2s without us breaking a sweat. Mesmin and Merlan Sammy bowling again to Mesmin, and they look for 1. They think about a second. Is it on? The push for the second, and there's an appeal there, but the umpire is not interested. Shanai Mesmin holding on to his box or something around the midsection, was able to run to rather easily. And that pushes the score to 86 for 5. 86 for 5, and that's the end of the innings. 86, a pretty respectable total for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, Greg.
Yes, some 14 runs coming off the final over, so it was good going there by Shanai Mesmin. He did face all 6 deliveries and was able to get his team well over 80 runs. And the Micoud Eagles would have to score more runs today than they did yesterday, and they would certainly be up against a better bowling attack than what they did face yesterday. So that should make for a very interesting second half of this game.
Definitely, and we saw from the fifth over Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, really pushing on the scoring, and they got 9, 11, 14, 9, 9, and 14 from the last over. So you saw a change in approach. They were running hard between the wickets, and the boundaries were coming. So a very good finish to the innings for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. And of course, Shanai Mesmin, the captain, being the key to all of that, and he was unbeaten on 39 at the end. But a very responsible approach to the innings, very good approach, and getting his team to a pretty challenging 86 for 5.
Yes, certainly the Micoud Eagles would have their work cut out for them. They need to score more runs to win this game than they did in their first game yesterday. But conditions are more favorable. The outfield much quicker than it was yesterday. The wicket, the ball seems to be coming through much better. Yesterday you had a bit of preparation moisture in there. So today is much better batting condition, but they're up against a better bowling attack as well.
That is absolutely correct. And of course, we're hoping that we're definitely in for a good second half as well, because with the lineup and the likes of the experience of Darren Sammy, Senior, the captain, and with Mervyn Wells, Shelvin Charles, you have a pretty solid batting lineup for the Micoud Eagles. And of course, we're going to take a short break, but before we do that, well, pretty solid lineup from Micoud. And of course, we expect, given the lineup that they have and experience, that Micoud can challenge the 86 to 5.
Yes, one would certainly hope.
Born from the same soil, growing stronger.
Raised of our own sweat and toil, doing it together.
I'll bank for you and me,
Taking us forward so proudly.
First National Bank, the best of who we are. First National Bank, together we'll go far. The pride of St. Lucia, here to stay.
Growing up, growing stronger, it's a First National way.
Every day we're making better, faster and smarter, convenience like no other.
First National Bank, the best of who we are.
First National Bank, together we'll go far.
We'll go far. For decades every day, it's clear, it's true.
First National Bank, we're here for you.
The easiest way to pay your Lucelect bill is online on any of your secure devices. Go to www.myaccount.lucelect.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Have your electricity account number and meter number ready, and follow the step-by-step instructions to register and set up My Account. Voila! You can review your account and pay your electricity bill online directly to Lucelect, or through your bank 24/7, anytime, anywhere. When you want to pay your bill, open My Account. Click on Pay Bill on the left of the page. Choose Pay My Bill by credit or debit card on the right to pay directly to Lucelect. Continue to the payment website, complete credit or debit card details, and submit payment. Alternatively, if you have online banking and you want to pay through your bank, choose Pay Through Your Bank and select your bank from the list. Your bank's login page will open up. Sign in to pay your electricity bill through your bank via online banking. Pay Lucelect bills online and get back to your life.
Today, I would like to introduce you to the fixed special deposit. What's so special about this deposit? It is all about you, the customer. The interest rates and maturity periods are negotiable. That's how special this is. The special deposit instrument was designed to meet the needs of those who cannot be accommodated within the existing investment options. For more information on our special deposit and other investments, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
I grew up very proud of the lighthouse. Our teacher, Mr. Kenneth, would take us there every year on field trips. explaining to us that we boast the second highest lighthouse in the world. But for me, it is the breathtaking view overlooking the southern part of the island. Mulashik, that's my view fort.
Darren Sammy Jr., 2 overs, no maidens, 22 runs, no wicket. And Merlin Sammy, 2 overs, no maidens, 23 runs, 2 wickets. Between the Sammies, they bowled 4 overs for 45 runs and 2 wickets.
All right, all the details by our international scorer Ronan Cox. So the Micoud Eagles have got to get 87 of their 10 allotted overs. Until we have more action, is back to your respected viewing points.
I have always lived along the coast of Labrie, and I could vividly recall as a little girl seeing the turtles making their way to the ocean. But my mother always reminded me that we need to protect our turtles. And as a teacher today, I try as much as possible to educate my students about the importance of protecting our natural resources, most especially our turtles. That's my library.
Hi, I'm T10 John of the T10 John Project. Even when we're not rehearsing, we stay connected. Flow makes it easy with Flow bundle plans. My mobile phone, internet broadband to download and send files, my home office fixed line. All the services I need in one place. And guess what? The more services you use, the less you pay. Yep, get more and pay less. Guys, you can't go wrong on this one. Bundle today.
Get more with our Massy card. One card, many locations for your rewards. Earn points at all Massy stores and Massy card partners island-wide and watch your points grow. Visit our customer service desk at Massy stores or www.massycard.com for more information. Enjoy the many benefits that only your Massy card can bring.
It's my life and I want more. More time, more power. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card. Pay direct to Lucy like my account. I have the power, yeah. Pay online to Lucy like my account. Anywhere, any day, any hour. Lights are on at home. No more standing in line, no more worrying about my bill. Now I'm all paid up. Got more time to chill, yeah, yeah. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card.
My name is Godfrey. I have been doing cassava from young with my mom. She shows me everything to do with cassava. How to grate it to prepare the semi-dry. I enjoy making it. It's my life. That's my canvas.
Well, we welcome back all our viewers to the resumption. Everything is ready for the restart. And Micoud being tested even further than yesterday. They have got to get what, 87. So they've got to do better than they did yesterday.
Yes. score 5 runs more than they did yesterday. So they were able to get 82 in the game.
And Mesmin continues to have a good T10 to blast, eager to come in, starts, stops. Bowled well yesterday, batted well, and even batted well today, and that's outside the leg stump and nicely swung away by Charles. Badly line delivery, and he just got into his wicket, eased away the right leg, and hit it beautifully down to his long leg for 4. So, good start off the first ball, if that's the indication.
Yes, as a batter, this is the sort of delivery you want. Fix it up. Basically, what they'll reduce it as a free hit. On the legs, just help it away.
Left-handed charge is ready. Comes in and plays in a different area. This time not the fine leg down towards backward point. It just is pulled back inside the boundary. Good effort as they come back for their 3rd run. So of 2 deliveries, we've seen 7 appear on the board already. 7 appear on the board here. Again, Mesmin guilty of bowling outside the leg stump.
Yes, outside the leg stump. He was lucky enough not to be struck for a second 4. But Sherwin Charles certainly capitalizing on a bit of loose bowling there by Captain Shannon Mesmin.
Mesmin will now bowl through the right-handed Wells. So 7 have lost in the opening over. They're chasing 87. Mesmin is in, and that's driven to the cover. Man on the edge of the square picking it up. So a dot ball recorded by our scorer Roland Cox. Mesmin. Captain's knock. Very good knock.
Yeah, very good knock. Although he was fortunate to be dropped on 10 by Darren Sammy Jr.
Well, what a shocker that was. What a surprise. Mesmin bowls outside the off stump, and that's a wide. It looked like that way, very much so. Cricket is going on all over the world. India, St. Lucia, Zimbabwe, Pakistan, Bangladesh against Sri Lanka. Has been back to his mark with a big number 47 on his back. Comes in, and that's flicked away nice. Oh, a lovely shot. A touch of the Lawrence Royal Carl Hooper the way he came forward and flicked that away down to our backward square. Not comparing the gentleman to the 2 outstanding West Indies batsmen, but a good shot is a good shot as he goes to 12 without loss, and he moves off with a boundary.
Yes, another bit of poor bowling again from Mesmin, really. This one, last delivery, angling into the pads of Wells, and all he had to do was just help it past the fielder and got 4 valuable runs.
Mesmin not doing as well with the ball as he did with the bat, and concedes yet another wide to the score. So moves up to 13. Target is 87. 87 is a figure that Australians fear, where West Indians might have a butter but being on 13. An Australian on 87 in test matches on tender hooks. Has been bowls, and yet another wide. So this is a pretty bad start here for Sulphur City Stars. They just wanted a better start.
Yes, and one saw the captain leading from the front with the bat, and he would have expected to do very much the same with the ball, bowling the very first over, and it's really becoming a nightmare of an over for him.
You think his innings took something out of him? Maybe he should have come into the attack later. He's into the attack now. That's the edge down towards third man, goes over the boundary. More runs. This is a disaster of an over. And Micoud Eagles off to a flying start. The total goes to 18 without loss, off of 5 overs. 5 deliveries.
And yes, as you did indicate, Red, there's still 1 legal delivery left and some 18 runs on the board. So this is really a dream start for the Micoud Eagles. This is the most runs that have been scored in the 3 matches so far in the tournament. Well, you could say the 6 innings that we have seen.
So Mel's been given away 18, and final delivery, trying to be accurate. He's inaccurate. He's on leg stump, turned away to square leg, and finally you're going to breathe a sigh of relief. It's 18 without loss. Charles is 7. His partner on 8. Charles 7, partner on 8. 18 without loss in the first over, and already striking and trying to pull down the required rate.
Yes, certainly this is a sort of start that any team would have wanted, and this is not what you would have expected from the captain who was bowling the first over. As you did indicate, Reds, he is knocked out there, and especially in the final over, he ran 4 sets of 2s. So this certainly would have taken something from him, and he perhaps should have waited a little longer before introducing himself into the attack.
And with this T10 format, you don't have a lot of time in between innings.
Yeah, it's just about 10 minutes between innings. So that would have taken a bit from him. And I guess the young man would learn from what has happened today going into if they do progress further into the tournament.
Well, no doubt, hoping the Soufriere City Stars that the second over will be less expensive. And to deliver it will be Emmanuel. He's going to bowl to the left-handed Charles. There's a solitary slip as the attempted spin goes down the leg side and goes wide, and it's 1 more to the total. So 19 without loss. I want to thank our sponsors again. If you will call them in batches. That's back, playing for a defensive shot. Bowler thought there was enough there to appeal. Didn't get support from the keeper. He's back to his mark. Bowling around the wicket. And this is clipped away off the back foot, but straight to backward point. A missed opportunity. Title sponsors Dream 11, Calabash TV and Biz, Flow, Made in Paradise, Scotch Sports and Awards. Come back to the rest later. And that's wide delivery, left-handed. Charles goes reaching for it. Maybe he shouldn't have bothered at all, because he might have just had an on the edge and dragged it back into the stumps. Delivery which is hiked away just short of mid-wicket, didn't quite carry. Went down to his left, got the body length onto the grass, but wasn't really catchable. So a dot ball eventually, 20 on the board. And that's hit past the inner ring, past the mid-wicket, out towards a wide long on. Take a single. So 20, 21 with 2 deliveries left. Mid-wicket has gone right back on the rope towards, of course, the big scoreboard. We've got a long on. It's short third man, no fine leg. And that is nudge, but nudge as it bumps into him, turning in straight to the slip. So it doesn't cost. Over coming to an end, the second over, and that's down the leg side, and that's going to be costly. Unless it's pulled back. As it's pulled back, well, he had 2 or 3 attempts, and they're back to pick up their second wide. So 24 without loss. It's been pretty good over from the batting point of view. That's a top edge and dropping well away from the keeper as he darted forward. Whether it came off the battle pad, we'll never know. but it completely...
Today, I would like to introduce you to the fixed special deposit. What's so special about this deposit? It is all about you, the customer. The interest rates and maturity periods are negotiable. That's how special this is. The special deposit instrument was designed to meet the needs of those who cannot be accommodated within the existing investment options. For more information on our special deposit and other investments, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
I think Mesbin being replaced from the calabash end, if you want, because that's where our TV's feed is coming from in presentation. And it's going to be
Bradley Tisson
to continue the attack. And that's hiked away. Beautifully hit. Wide of the long on, into the boundary. Oh, nicely pitched up. And didn't hit it straight. He was able to pick the angle, nicely put away. Important boundary off the first delivery as he goes to 12 minutes, none for 28.
Yes, good shot there by Chauvin Charles, but Tisson on this occasion just guilty of pitching this ball up a little too close to the batsman, and he was able to hit it to the left of the wide long on fielder, down to the boundary of 4.
We'll have to see if it'll be on target with the next delivery. Couple of changes, cover making an adjustment. Tisson goes in, and that's one that is going to be signaled wide. Even the keeper had difficulty in picking it up. And the point that Greg just made about the number of wides being given away, presented, 29 for 1. We are in the third over. Good weather conditions. The sun goes in, and that's a good, decent delivery, which batsman decided, well, not there for the drive, I cover up. As you're playing the first ball of a test match. Very defensive. Not very many are recommended for this format, but he felt that that was the shot he needed to play. As Charles 12 waits for Tisson. And looking to, well, work that from outside the off stump after playing a very orthodox shot. Went to almost do the impossible.
Yes, poor shot selection there by Chauvin Charles. Really looking to lap this one wrong, but did not make any contact, and ball went through to the keeper.
None for 29. We're in the middle of the third over. Tisson bowls. Charles struck on the pad, playing back. The non-striker, where is he? Well, they eventually got a signal from the overthrow, but he was in a lot of trouble. He didn't get any bat onto the ball, yet his non-striker was more than halfway down. And eventually, it turned out well. He got a single, takes it to 30. Tisson will now bowl to Wells, but there was a lot of danger there, Greg.
Yes, sort of ill-advised effort there, but all well in well.
So, none for 30. We're in the third over. That's flicked away nicely out to the unguarded backward square and the boundary. There was a fine leg.
All the way for 6, right?
But all the way for 6. Well, surprise, surprise, but he's got the win with it. It was pitch outside leg, and he came forward and really flicked it very, very well, nicely timed. Really rockets the score up to 36. 36 without loss. We've had 2.5 overs bowled.
Yes, Wells seems to be very strong. Anything angling into the pads or just outside the leg stump, right? We'll see him. He just tends to just help it over the infield and gets the maximum for it.
There's a backward square now. As Tisson comes in, and that's a That's going to hurt the Sun. It's going to hurt the Soufriere team. There was a ball pitch out there of some. Looked to try to play a driving shot, picked off the edge, went high over the short third man, and more trouble for the Soufriere team. Total goes to 40 without loss, 40 after 3 overs. So if Darren Sammy wanted an excellent start from his openers, he got one.
Yes, but certainly it was aided and abetted by really poor bowling as well then. But the two openers are certainly making light work of the situation. Some 26 runs coming off the third over. So really nightmare of an over there for Bradley Tizo.
Yes, some 16 runs. And of course, 18 runs came off over by Mesmin. So just leaking too much of runs. And the Micoud Eagles, they really have to bat pretty badly from here not to win this.
Yes, at that rate, it would be all over by the shouting.
So, little conference coming to an end as the fourth over is about to start. And it's going to be spin coming into the attack. Wide of the crease, and that's pulled away and pulled through square leg. Mid-wicket can't come wrong. I was asking the question, and the question was answered very quickly. Short ball, badly linked, and very quickly, Charles getting to his wicket. Race to 17, and the total correspondingly goes to none for 34.
Yes, there's a bit of really poor bowling there by the Soufriere lads. It looked like they are pretty much shoulders are all dropped. Reds. Nobody is encouraging, the bowler out there.
1.1 none for 10. That's outside the off stump and wide. So in a disarray, this Soufriere bowling attack. Goes once more short and dropped, hit straight to the squarish cover. Saw it short. Oh, eyes open big, and hit it, not bisecting. Point and third man hit it straight low where it was dropped. It wasn't a straightforward catch. Bowls once more, and
he's bowled.
Bowled there. Looking to live very dangerously there, and totally unnecessary, because, they were well past the required rate they did, scoring heavily in the previous over, and in this over, he gave a chance to point, and just seemed to be, hurry, come for curry, and lost his wicket that way.
Yes, it almost seems that the Micoud Eagles wanted to finish this game in 5 overs, the way with the shot that Shelvin Charles attempted. But he did play across the line, looking to hit this one over the mid-wicket, or what we say, cow corner area, and he lost his stump. So the sort of breakthrough that the Sulphur City Stars would have wanted in order to look to slow down the rate.
So Charles Bowl, you managed for 17, seemed to really be on to a very good innings, and really just seemed to have had a very rash approach all of a sudden. The runs was coming very easy. It's 1 for 45. We are in the middle of the third over, and that's pushed down towards the wide cover. One more to the total. So he's off the mark. Wells on 18. Wells on 18. And bowling over the wicket, balls off the back foot, and look, trying to clip it away. Keeper takes it away. Oh. The bowler's reacting. There might have been a drop catch.
I think he was the only one reacting.
Well, certainly thinking that way. Soufriere 1, Wells 18, 46 for 1. One delivery left in the fourth over. That's off the back foot, but doesn't go anywhere near backward point. Takes the edge and they come back as the ball is picked up below our broadcast position. 2 more runs. The over is completed. And after 4 overs, it's 48 for 1. 48.
It's my life and I want more. More time, more power. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card. Pay direct to Lucy like my account. I have the power, yeah. Pay online to Lucy like my account. Anywhere, any day, any hour. Lights are on at home. No more standing in line. No more worrying about my bill. Now I'm all paid up. Got more time to chill, yeah, yeah. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card.
And they are certainly aided by a bit of loose bowling, but in this last over, Emmanuel Torres getting the wicket of Sylvain Charles, and that certainly would have helped in slowing down the rates a bit. But in order for them to perhaps have a really chance of winning, they need to be picking up quite a few wickets, in the last perhaps 2 or 3 overs.
So we're going to see the spin of Prosper, bowling leg breaks, full toss. Is he going to clear long on? He will clear long on by a country mile. Really asking to be hit out of this complex. And 54 on the board, and again they go racing on. But pretty bad delivery, well put away by Soufriere. He was asking to be hit.
Yes, full toss, first delivery.
This is a better bad line, but right up into the arc, and well, they might have looked to put pressure on the fieldsman who didn't pick it up cleanly, and the return came in. So Soufriere had to settle for 1. He's 8. Total goes to 55 for 1 in the last 4.1 overs. They're short, played off the back foot, misfield by backward point, allowing the second run. So they have just not had the discipline in just about any part of their game since they're trying to restrict the Micoud Stars on the 87. That's clipped towards cover, stopped by Meslin. Nice cracking sound off the bat. Dot ball, which they will welcome. Soufriere 8, Wells is 21 and on striker. And this delivery, Soufriere looking to dapper that outside the off stump wide. And this ball rolling down towards cover. Cliver's Jules will be your next commentator at the end of the over number 5. 4.5 overs bowled. Short and pushed out in the onside. The bowler, in a tumbling effort, pees himself. That's the end of the 5th over. Micoud Eagles needed 87 for victory. 56 for 1. 56 for 1. More from Greg, and then of course Cliver's Jules will tell you all about the events that will lead to someone winning or someone being disappointed.
Yes, at the halfway stage, the Micoud Eagles 56 for 1. They are well placed to go past the required 87 to win, a further 31 more runs in 36 balls, and they have only lost just 1 wicket. So they certainly would have the nose in front, Clivers, to go past that score of 87.
Sitting very comfortable at the moment in this run chase is the Micoud Eagles. A very good start from the openers, Sylvain Charles and Mervyn Wells. Mervyn Wells still going very well on 21 from 11 deliveries. And the new bowler from the pavilion end, it looks like Kevin Gassi, a youngster Kevin Gassi, national youth player as well, and bowls to and this one is very, very, very wide. A valiant effort from the keeper, Tennessee Hippolyte, and that ball will challenge the boundary. It goes over the boundaries. That's no ball. That's the first no ball of the tournament, Greg.
Yes, the first no ball of the tournament. And to add insult to injury, it went all the way to the boundary for 4.
This will really hurt the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars' chances of defending that 87 after that fantastic start from the openers and Serie coming in and continuing. Then we have this unfortunate no ball going for 4 from Gassi, his first delivery as we start the over. And this no ball again from Kevin Gassi. He is getting it all mixed up. His run-up is in all sorts there, Greg. Cannot get it right at all.
Yes, the young man, Gassi, has not gotten the run-up correctly. So he needs to come and try to defend the second no ball. But the captain, Mesmin, seems to have set the tone for this inning for the Soufriere City Stars.
He really needs somebody to raise the hand. This one is very wide again. The keeper skips across and takes it, but the umpire is getting a lot of practice. The free hit is still on. Kevin Gassi cannot get it right so far. But the young man, a lot of pressure on the young man coming in with the run rate that high, defending a smallish total, but a comfortable total. I think if they bowled well, they would have been able to defend. And Gassi is under a lot of pressure there.
Very much so.
Moving well, swinging at this one, a wide delivery again, but this time I think he was within the line and he's able to get his first legal delivery out of the way. The score is 63 for 1, with Moving Wells batting on 21 and Serie on 8. Kevin Gassi is bowling from the Players Pavilion end. And young Kevin Gassi is a student of the St. Lucia Sports Academy, and Moving Wells is dabbing this one behind just to the point region, and Prosper, keeper Prosper does the fielding, but before the batters come through for 1, the score moves on to 64, Greg.
Yes, no pressure really on the batters out there. Moving Wells seems to be in very good nick, has gotten some 22 valuable runs for his team, and I'm certain he will be hoping that he could be there till the end.
Definitely, and Micoud Eagles will look to him to bat through the innings, as did Chauvin almost did yesterday. Somebody batted through the innings, and if Moving Well stays there, I'm sure we would not see an entire 10 overs. And this one is a lifting delivery to Serie, who just dabs it down to a short third man inside the ring in Prosper. And they come through for 1. The score moves on by 1 to 65.
Yes, Serie on this occasion showing the softer side of his batting. He's not all about just brute force when he's out there. We know he could clear the boundary by a country mile.
Showing the deft touch. Gassi seems to be getting it right now and into Wells. And this one is peeling off. It's a bye, peeling off the wicket keeper actually. And by a signal here, they come through for 1. The throw is wild. The keeper does not collect. They look for a second, but of course, Moving Wells had turned his back on Serie. Kevin Gassi, it's all going wrong for him. When he does not bowl the extra, he gets the extra through buys. So it's not, the plot is really not written well for Gassi. And Serie driving past the bowler. And they come for 1, come for the second one, the score and moves on by 2. And Serie showing his deft touch as well, his finesse as well as brute force in this innings.
Yes, he's certainly pleasant looking on the eye when he's playing conventional cricket.
We know Serie is represented as St. Lucia is playing Winwood as well, Winwood youth cricket as well as Gassi bowls to him. And this one is outside of the keeper, does not collect cleanly. Serie is looking to guide this one as well, Greg, but not making contact on this occasion.
Yes, the over has come to an end for young Gassi.
My father was a fisherman. He taught me to catch fish. The pie cocoa is the secret to catching the fish. It works every time. We eat fish, we sell fish, we share fish with our neighbors. That's my ancillary.
What's another 16 coming from the third? So from the onset, it has gone off for them. But of course, Kervel Prosper will look to make amends. He's bowled 1 over so far, and he'll continue from the commentary box. And Prosper, there's a change. It looks like the captain has taken over. He's made an adjustment at the last minute, and it's Mesmin who's going to continue to move in Wells. He needs to get it right on this occasion. Right?
Yes, one would certainly want him to make amends for what happened in the first over. His first over, he considered some 18 runs. So as the captain, I think he has done the rightful thing. He wants to go out there and lead by example.
Definitely, he needs to do so. Some 19 runs required from 24 balls, and he starts off with a full toss down the leg side. And while the signal there by the umpire, he starts off just where he left off from the first over.
Yes, and extras now have moved on to 19. So way too many extras in a 10 over game. 60 deliveries and you're already considering some 19 extras.
This is unacceptable at this level, and Mesmin into Wells. Wells is just keeping it on it. It's better on the better length on this occasion. Wells is keeping down the wicket and almost yanked himself on this occasion, but he's still able to come through for one. And the score moves on to 70 for one, and just 18, a mere 17 required from 23 balls.
Yes, the Eagles are certainly well on course to pull out the second victory.
And this one is right up there. Soufriere drives through the covers, and he comes through for 2 runs and 2 more to the total. The score moves on to 72, and Eagles victory in sight.
Yes, they're inching closer and closer to the second victory that would almost give them a assurance of going through the main stage part of the tournament.
And Mesmin again is transgressing that line there, that guiding line, and bowls another wide. The umpire signals wide. It's really the extras moving now to some 20. I think at this level and this competition, it's unacceptable. You have 60 balls and you're already given up 20 extras. You're definitely putting yourself under a lot of pressure, is Mesmin. And this one is a lot straighter into the pads, and Gavin Soufriere just worked it into the square leg region and come through for 2 easy runs again. They're doing it in singles now, and there's no need for the brute force and the huge heat. They're just running the 1s and 2s and getting closer to the target is Micoud Eagles.
Yes, good sensible batting and good aggressive running by Gavin Soufriere. He's a fairly young one, and he looks like he's fit. You could see him running between the wickets very aggressively.
Very much so. Again, this one is down the leg side on a fantastic take by the keeper. This was traveling, and Tennessee Hippolyte reaching full-length goalkeeper style, and he's taking this one to save a few more extras as a Mesmin again is straying down the leg side.
Yes, certainly Tennessee Hippolyte would have saved 4 wides there. Had the ball gone past him, there's no one down on the long leg or fine leg boundary. This would have gone for 4.
Definitely so. Mesmin, he's not correct in this. He's continuing to bowl extras, and Soufriere is giving him the charge of this occasion, but not making any contact. Soufriere is actually making Mesmin look good on this occasion. He would have been better served to stand his ground and play this one into the offside.
Yes, charging down the wicket, but also moving towards the leg side. So it really made the delivery out of reach for him.
Again, 76 for 1, inching closer to the target, and Serie is showing some class over extra. That is a fantastic looking shot from Gavin Serie. Just lead into it and just working it over the cover fielder. That is fantastic cricket from Serie.
Yes, fantastic cricket indeed, and he was a bit nonchalant about this one, just with ease. One would say a la Carl Hooper, really. There's a little touch of Carl Hooper in there.
Serie looked really good playing that shot as the Eagles making light work of this 86, 87 target that they need to get. It looks like they want to finish it in this over as Mesmin both to Serie, and Serie looking to heave this one over the onside and not making contact at the end of the over. Over that really did not do well for the Sulphur City Stars, but a good over nonetheless for the Micoud Eagles, chasing 87 for victory. Gavin Serie and Mervyn Wells making it look very, very easy at the moment.
Yes, 12 runs coming off the 7th over, bowled by Captain Shadai Mesmin, which means that Mesmin's 2 overs, he considered some 40 runs in the 2 overs. So definitely with a small score of 87, as the captain, you cannot afford to concede some 40 runs in 2 overs.
Definitely, he almost nullified his good innings with the bat, giving off 30 runs from his 2 overs. It's almost as if he handed the victory, or looking to hand the victory to the Micoud Eagles. But of course, the game is a game of glorious uncertainties, as they call it. But it looks like the Micoud Eagles are well on the way to a victory, and that's T10. It's T10 to continue.
Yes, at the rate that they are going, it should be all over by this over.
Definitely with 6 to get, and T10 outside offer moving. Wells is just cannot find the gap on this occasion. Straight to young Gassi in the point region. Just at the rate they're going, Kevin T10, Bradley T10 looking again, and this time he finds the gap, and this one is going to challenge the boundary, and he goes over the boundary now. A good looking shot from Mervyn Wells outside off. He has looked good today, Mervyn Wells.
Yes, certainly shot ball outside the off stump there by T10, and all Mervyn had to do was just get it past the fielder, and certainly did bisect the fielder Cassie at point, and keep a prospect and down to the vacant boundary for 4 beautiful runs.
Again, it will be T10 looking for better. Mervyn Wells over the top and into the boundary. That is some fantastic cricket from Mervyn Wells. I think that is game, a set, and match, if you call it, if you look at the tennis thing. Mervyn Wells looked really, really good. He's batted well. Superb from Mervyn Wells, and the Micoud Eagles have just walked over the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars.
Yes, they really made it look relatively easy, but they were certainly aided and abetted by some really poor bowling by the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. The captain in particular really did not need by example. He had a horrible first over, and it just followed the rest of his bowlers.
Everything went downhill from there for the Sulphur City Stars. A lot was said about their bowling coming into the second half of the match, but they did not live up to expectations at all. The captain, Shana Leslie, who is renowned for keeping it tight, was very loose, bowling 2 overs for some 20 runs, and that then left the charge in the wrong direction for his team. Shana Leslie, we had T10 being loose as well, so quite a number of the bowlers being very, very loose. Kevin Gassi could not get it right at all. And at the end, the Micoud Eagles, 88 for 1. Gavin Serie unbeaten on 19, Mervyn Wells, a well played 31. He carried it back through the inning, a partnership of 43 between Gavin Serie and Mervyn Wells.
You had a good day yesterday. Today was tough for you.
Captain of the two teams.
What does it feel like? Because you had a very good first inning, you batted, and you took your team up to a respectable score. But in the bowling, something went wrong. What happened?
I mean, we ended the first innings with a boost. I feel like we dropped momentum from the first over. We had a pretty bad over, and it just went all down from there. I mean, it's all about bouncing back tomorrow and making sure we get a victory so we could go through to the next round.
So what is he going to focus on now in preparation of your next match?
I mean, we just have to back ourselves. We have the talent, we have the skills. It's just about applying our mindset and execute from tomorrow.
What are the key lessons you learned here today?
I mean, holding momentum and staying on top of the game throughout, because it's only 10 overs. It's a very short game. It could just run away from you in an instant, and that's exactly what happened.
Should you have delayed your introduction because you had a very good stint batting? Should you have come back for your second or third over?
I mean, I really didn't have control over that because you saw the openers gather up a lot of balls. So I tried to come in as early as possible to try and bring the team to a good reasonable total, which I managed to do, but we didn't go through all the way through it.
We'll speak with you again. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Darren, 2-2, sounds good?
Yeah, very good. You know, I'm really pleased with the guys. Like I said, it's been difficult preparing, so these matches in the qualifiers we have to use as practice for us. And today, much better batting performance. You know, we batted with more intent, and that's the type of momentum we want going into the actual game.
For your bowlers, you would like talk to us about your bowling first of all.
I'm quite happy with the bowlers. You know, once we execute our plans, it's a very simple plan. You know, there's a strong breeze blowing across the ground. If we try to get the batters hitting against the breeze, that's what we try to do. But we should have restricted them to a lot lower total. But with that said, the way the guys chased it down, it proved to be enough.
How nervous were you when Mesmin was going in the first innings batting?
Yeah, we gave him an easy chance, but that's the game of cricket. But like you said, T10, one batter could take the game away from you. So it's up to you as a group to execute your plans. And once we did that, try to make him hit to the big side, we were successful. So it's about being proactive and sticking to your disciplines. And we did that in both innings today, and I'm happy with the win. We already qualify, I should say.
Can you identify what happened to him? Because he had a very good first innings, and the second one, it started badly. That happens in cricket.
Yes. Look, you should always respect the game. You know, whenever you start or not. And the bowlers have a chance because they have 6 deliveries. Even though they get hit for a 6, they could come back. But the batter, one mistake could cost you, and you have to wait for another opportunity. So it's just about trying to be consistent, and that's what I'm trying to instill in our team. You know, I'm enjoying it. I'm mentally retired, so this is nice to be out on the cricket field.
Congratulations, all the best.
Thank you.
That was the captains of the two teams, the Sulphur City Stars, as well as the Micoud Eagles. And Micoud Eagles in Herring have been qualified by virtue of the fact that they've won 2 games. Come back after for just some reviews on the match.
Born from the same soil, growing stronger.
Raised of our own sweat and toil, doing it together.
I'll bank for you and me,
taking us forward so proudly.
First National Bank.